Hey guys, what's up? This is Panther Dragon, and today we'll be doing the top 5 best top laners for solo queue. Alright, so how I feel about the top laners right now is there's a bunch of AP top laners coming in, and that might be somewhat the meta, but of course there are still really strong bruisers for top lane, so let's go ahead and let's get started. So number 5 is Ryze. So the way I feel about Ryze right now is that he's really strong, but for a certain time period, people stopped playing Ryze for some reason. And I didn't include him in my tier list because I never really saw him, so I thought he wasn't that strong anymore. But recently I've been seeing him more, and I feel like he's still a strong champion. So let's go over Ryze. In lane, he usually dominates most melee bruisers, since he can harass them from range, and of course he can out-trade most of them. And he does scale with levels plus mana, so he can easily come back if shut down. Eventually he'll get his power spike, which is when he gets Rod of Ages and tier. And I guess you can say he's one of the tankiest mages in the game, since he can build a lot of defensive items while having a lot of damage. But there are some things I don't like about Ryze. First of all, he can't really build against AP. There's not really any items that Ryze can build into except I guess Spirit Visage. And if the enemy jungler is smart, he will camp the Ryze lane since he doesn't have any escapes and it's easy kills. But overall, if Ryze can get in a 1v1 matchup, he can usually win the lane. Alright, so at number 4, we do have Lulu. So Lulu is actually very strong right now. You know, one of the things I do like about her is her insane mobility. Her teleport ganks are really effective since she does have a lot of mobility, a lot of CC, and basically a lot of utility. So in that sense, I feel like Lulu is really strong with teleport, and I feel like that's one of her big strengths. In lane, I feel like she's pretty good. She can harass her opponents with a glitter lance, she has an auto attack enhancer, and yeah, I feel like she's pretty strong in lane. You can't really kill her either since she does have a shield and her ulti, so definitely it's really hard to gank her, and overall she's a really good laner. And I feel like a fed Lulu can carry the game, simply because she does have a big impact on the team fights, and so since she is so good in team fights, she's going to be a high priority threat. And I guess the best thing about her is since she does have a lot of utility, if she gets shut down, she'll still be useful. So there's actually not much cons about Lulu. Like in the past, she's been previously nerfed, but honestly, with all her utility, she's still pretty strong, and I do like her a lot. So at number 3, we do have Aelia. So again, Aelia is one of those hyper carry bruisers. She has a very huge power spike when she gets Trinity Force and can literally carry the mid game. She does provide a 2-second stun, which is really powerful for killing squishies, which makes her a really good assassin slash bruiser. In the laning phase, I don't really know how she works, but what I do know is that one kill will set her off to snowball. I've actually camped in Aurelia's lane before, and once she got that one kill, she just straight up carried the game. And I was like, what the hell? What happened? What did you do? Well, I don't know, I'm just playing my game, teleport here, get a few kills here. I was like, oh, okay, I understand. And yeah, she's a really snowbally champion. I really like her on my team. And like, even if she feeds, it's okay. As long as she gets her Triforce, that's when she can come back and help us. And there's not really a lot of things I don't like over Aelia. So yeah, I think she's a really good champion right now. And she is definitely a really good champion to learn if you want to carry games. And at number 2 is Nidalee. So I feel like Bruiser Nidalee is really powerful right now. So in lane, I guess she's really good at harassing her enemy and, you know, just trading against them. And she can also build against them too, which makes her pretty powerful in that sense. And her base damages are really strong too. Also, the access to Cougar form gives her more trade potential and is harder to catch when enemies try and gank her. And let's talk about her mid game a bit. Wow, she has a lot of kill potential on people. She can definitely kill singled out targets and literally just kill them. And I think after her laning phase is done, she has extremely high mobility, making her more prone to roam to other lanes and pick up kills there. With that being said, she does have incredible map presence, and it also makes her a pretty good split pusher. She can definitely 1v1 a lot of people, she can roam to other lanes if needed, and yeah, I guess you could say she's like the new Jax, in terms of like how scary he is when he is fed. And yeah, Nidalee is like incredibly strong throughout the early game and mid game. You know, she kind of falls off late game, but honestly her early game and mid game are so powerful, so it doesn't really matter that much. There's one thing I don't like about her is when she loses her lane, she kind of becomes sort of useless. She's way worse when shut down as opposed to someone like Lulu or Gragas, who can still provide utility to their team, but Nidalee doesn't really have that much utility for her team. But overall, she is a really strong champion. And at number 1, you might be surprised, it's Lucian. So right now, Lucian is very strong right now since the buffs to his E, and the range to his auto attack didn't really matter. And right now, Lucian is a very viable top laner because of his good trade potential, his good escape move, and he is ranged. And if you think about it, he does have pretty good sustain damage while having burst damage. And he can probably outtrade most AP laners since they are burst damage. And against bruisers, he can just keep kiting them so they actually never get to them. And since his E is free, how can they ever get to him if he can keep spamming it? So as you know, Lucian is an AD carry, so mid game and late game he does come out strong, and mid game I guess he does become more stronger since he can have more levels into his Q and W, which does mean more damage. And yes, right now he's just an overall strong character. You know, some cons about Lucian is he doesn't offer any CC, or he's not a tank top lane, but it really doesn't matter since he does have a lot of power over other laners in lane. Hey, if you guys enjoyed this video, please click that subscribe button as it does encourage you to make more of these. And if you really enjoyed this video, check out my other tier list, mid laners, junglers, supports, and AD carries. So if you really wanted to know the strongest champions, check out those links. Otherwise, thank you for watching and I'll see you guys next time.